Hi there and welcome to your yoga class. Today we're going to be doing a nice flow that is going to focus on your abdominals. Oh yes, but it doesn't just all mean sit-ups and planks and all that sort of thing. We're going to focus on the whole area, which of course goes right round your body. So let's get started. We're going to start standing today. Now if you've not got a blocker in, you can just stand with your big toes touching, or if it's more comfortable with your legs hip width apart, okay? So just be comfortable for this first part. Or if you've got a block, you can put it between your feet like this, okay? And try squeezing it in. Okay, so we're just going to stand in our mountain pose, which means that our legs are active, our hands are down by our sides, your palms are sort of turning inwards towards your leg, but your shoulders are really relaxed as well, down and back with your scapula, and your gaze is softly ahead at some point on the floor ahead. So we're just going to stand here and just focus on our breathing just for a little bit. Okay, so start by taking a nice big deep breath in, okay? And we've got lots of room here because we're not sitting down this time to start. We are standing up, so we've got a little bit of room. So let's use it all. So we're inhaling and filling up this whole area, right from our pelvic floor area, right up to our collarbone, really. Okay, so we're inhaling all the way up, filling up our lungs, that lovely air, and having a natural pause at the top, nothing forced, and then an exhale back out. Okay. That's it, lovely big deep breaths, okay? We're going to have a couple of ocean breaths, okay? Which means we're going to have that lovely big deep inhale through your nose, and then we're going to give a big on the way out, okay? So a big inhale, and then a lovely, and try and elongate it as well. Lovely big deep breath in, and then lovely, we'll do one more. And lovely. Now keep that deep breathing going and breathe through your nose if you can. Okay, if that's too much of if you can't do that very well, you can breathe through your nose, sure, on the way out, but try and focus it through your nostrils. And you can shut your eyes as well if that's better for you. Just watch your balance. So the ocean breath that we just did there, really nice cleansing breath, and you'll feel that it does invigorate you quite a lot as well because you're breathing in lovely oxygen and you're kind of exhaling with a little bit of force there. So you're getting all that stale air out your lungs and it wakes you up a little bit as well. So as we're breathing in, feel the nice cool air going through your nose, feel your abdomen expanding with all that lovely air. That's it, and then it contracts again when we breathe out. And using this time to check in with our bodies. How does our body feel today? Now, as we all know, that might not be the same as it did yesterday or tomorrow, but is there any aches and pains? Anything like that? Are you feeling tired today? Are you feeling mentally tired as well? You might not be physically tired, but mentally tired. And all you're doing is noticing these things. We're not dwelling on them. We're just noticing, checking in, being mindful of how our bodies feel. Because very often we do ignore it, don't we? Busy lives, all that sort of thing. Of course, we try and brush it to the side because we've got so much to do. But this is your time to check in and acknowledge that there's maybe certain things there, but don't dwell on them. Okay, it's about trying to be in the present moment with your nice, deep breathing. So do a few breaths on your own there. That's it. And settling on your next exhale, okay? So we're going to start by warming up our bodies, of course. So we're going to inhale and our hands are going to come right up, okay? Exhale, come halfway down, okay? So to here. Inhale, hands up, then exhale all the way down, okay? So inhale, hands up, exhale, down to the sides, inhale, raise them up again, and exhale down to the sides. And really pushing and lengthening when we're putting our arms up, okay? No lazy arms. Inhale, arms up, pushing up your fingertips, exhale, down halfway. Inhale and exhale, lovely. So inhale, up again, exhale down to the side, inhale back up, and exhale back down. We'll do one more, okay? And you should be able to feel your arms starting to work here, switching those shoulders on. Inhale, arms up, push, push up with your fingertips. Exhale down by your sides. Inhale back up, and exhale, come down, give your arms a wee shake out. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to clasp our hands in front of us, invert them so that when we put our hands up to the ceiling like this, our palms are facing the ceiling, okay? Now remember, you can still have your block there, okay? If not, your feet are hip width apart for this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to inhale and stretch up. Okay, and we're going to take a few breaths here, okay? So you should be feeling this, and your legs should be working. You'll feel this probably mostly in your arms, but right up your torso as well. Starting to warm that core up for a little bit more action in a wee minute. That's it. And then bring your hands back down again, okay? Just give your head a wee shake. We're just starting, when we ease into our yoga flow here, we're just starting to feel our bodies and just starting to waken them up a little bit. So invert your hands again, we're going to put them up, okay? But this time, we are going to very nicely push up and come to the side. Now, no bending forward like this. You're keeping nice and straight as a board, and coming over, and you're feeling that lovely stretch on that side. Up to the centre. Inhale and exhale over to the other side, okay? Warming up that torso even more, okay? Try and keep your arms straight. Inhale up to the centre. Exhale over to the other side. That's it. Inhale up to the centre. Exhale to the other side. One more time. Keep those arms up, because it's now they start to get tired, isn't it? So exhale over to the side, feeling that stretch. Keeping those arms up, okay? Feeling the shake if they're shaking a wee bit. And over to the other side. Back to the centre, and let your arms go. Give them a wee shake, okay? I think that's woken your arms up quite a bit. So we're going to do something a little bit different. You can keep the block between your feet if you want, okay? It's just quite a nice support there, but standing hip width apart is fine. And remember, you can use a book or something like that as well. It doesn't need to be a yoga block. So those hands are getting clasped again, but this time your palms are facing upwards. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a nice deep breath in, and when we do that, we're going to lift the chest now up. We're not just poking the chest out, poking the hips out. We're just going to lift the chest, okay, as much as we can. And you're going to push down with the tops of your hands and look up, okay? And have a few breaths here. You don't need to be bending back. You can lift the hands away from the body a little bit if you want to. A few breaths here. And then coming back up again. Shake your arms out. We'll do that again. Take a couple of breaths here. Okay, clasp your hands again, open that chest and lift it, and exhale. And your breathing might be a little bit more constricted in this position. That's okay. Just do the best you can. And then coming back up, shake those arms out again, okay? So if you've got your block, you can get rid of that just now, okay? Now, your feet are just going a little bit wider than hip width apart now, and your hands are coming on your waist, and we're going to be doing hip circles now, okay? They're so good. It's quite a bit of a classic one, isn't it? I think we've probably all done a hip circle at some point or another, but it's so good for warming up actually the whole body, and especially this area here, getting our core starting to work, starting to get in a bit of a flow. So we're going to draw a circle. So you're going to stick your bottom right out the back, come round to the side, and keep those feet pointing forward, okay? Try just to move your bottom. It's as if you're drawing a circle with your bottom, your pelvis. That's it. Nice big round circles. So much so you can feel it in the side of your thighs when you're coming round, okay? And your hamstrings when you come forward, okay? So coming round, that's it. Do it about 5 times on the one side, okay, and then go the other way. So good for mobilising your hips, this one as well. Okay, good if you sit at a desk all day. That's it. Coming round. Excellent. About 5 on the other side as well. Okay. So we're going to now do our wind release pose, okay? But basically what that means is we sometimes do this on the floor. You might have done this on the floor before. You're going to lift your right leg up, okay? Now, if you want to lift it up to here and hold on to it with your hands, that's fine. Try and get it up as high as you can though, okay? So if you can hold on to your shin and lift it right up, that's it. So rooting down here through your standing foot, and just focus on a point. You can hold on as well if you want to. It's a bit hard to hold on and hold on to your leg though. So just do the best you can. That's it, and bring that side down. Really good for warming up your hip flexors and your glutes, that one. So we're going to do the other side as well. Okay, and up here. All right, just root down through that foot. Remember, that's your foundation, and just try and bring your knee up as far as you can. Okay. Really good for your glutes, as I say, and your hip flexors, and you're having to switch that core on to balance. So although we're not doing direct core exercises just yet, we're warming everything up so that when we do concentrate on it, it's primed and ready to go, okay? So we're going to use it a little bit more now. We're going to put our feet about 10 to 2 or thereabouts, bit wider than hip width apart, and we're going to do a squat. Okay, we're going to hold on to our elbows. Really important with your squat. We're not doing this. Remember, those knees don't come in front of those toes, okay? We're standing up, we're holding on to our elbows, hips and your knees back. Okay, so 10 to 2. Your knees should be tracking out over there, okay? And we're going to do this. And come down as much as you can, okay? So coming down, that's it. Tuck that core in now, okay? Your thighs are working for sure. Your shoulders are working as well because we're holding our hands out here. Thighs are working. Tuck and really, really tuck the tailbone in and use your core, okay? Use those muscles there to stabilise yourself. That's it. Coming back up, we'll do another one of them. Hooray, said you. That's it. Good for the thighs, this one. So coming down again. Really switching that core on while we're doing that. That's it. Okay, and then coming back up. So from here, okay, we're going to put our feet together and we're just going to lunge to the side. This is going to start switching on our obliques as well, okay? So you can put your hands on your waist and all we're doing is stepping out to the side. Now just watch your balance, okay? You don't need to have a big wide lunge. So what we're doing is this, you're stepping out to the side and bending that knee. Now, the rules still apply with that knee. It shouldn't be going in front because if you are, your weight's in the wrong place. So you're still sitting back when you're doing that, okay? So out to the side and then back up and do the other side. Out to the side, okay? Switch everything on. You can feel your legs working, okay? But your core is working as well. And then back up to the side, okay? We're not going super fast. We're just lunging out and warming the whole body up. That's it. Wonderful. One more each side. So you're doing 3 each side and back to there. That's it. And you're getting a nice stretch in your inner thighs and your adductors here as well. So before we come down onto the floor, we're going to do a really nice lengthening exercise for your core, okay? What we're going to do is you can stand anywhere in your mat actually, so raise your hands up, look at your thumbs, okay? Stretch up with those fingertips, okay? And we're going to forward fold, okay? So your feet are together, you're coming down and bend those knees if you need to, hands on the mat, okay? If you want to, you can straighten your legs, but just bring your attention into your core here. You're exhaling as much as you can when you forward fold because first of all, it creates space, okay? And you've got that core switched on and engaged even when you're doing this, okay? Now we're all going to come up to our knees or thereabouts. You're going to put your hands on your legs, okay? And you're going to put your head forward and lengthen your back as much as you can. Now your knees can still be slightly bent if you want to, but try and get them straight because your hands are up, okay? But the priority here is trying to get that back nice and straight and lengthened, okay? That's it, looking forward. Lengthening that torso, lengthening the core and allowing there's some space in here, allowing some space as well. That's it, and then fold forward after that. Okay, so your hands on the floor. Now remember, you can put your, you can have your knees bent if you want, okay? So then we're going to step back into a plank pose. Let's just hang around here for a second or two. Now if this is far too much, if you put your knees down, okay, but that's all you're doing, you're not sort of collapsing here as well. Really good for your shoulders, as you will feel. Fabulous for your core. Of course, feel the shake, that's okay. Your heels are pushing back here as well. Okay, and then bring your knees down, and then you're going to gently lower down to the mat. Okay, hands are nestled in by your rib cage and the tops of your feet are on the floor. And what we're going to do now is come up to cobra pose. Okay, now your head comes up last basically, okay? But you've got a small bend in your arms, they're very, very small. Your shoulders are down and relaxed, okay? You should feel this in the small of your back for sure. And you should feel it up the front of your torso, okay? Because this is flexing the front of your body and it's, you know, contracting your back as you can see, okay? So tucking your toes from there, coming up to tabletop. Okay, let's pause here for a wee second in tabletop. Get yourself aligned, okay? So just make sure your shoulders are there or thereabouts over your wrists and your hips are over your knees, okay? We are just going to tuck our toes and lift our knees off the mat for a wee second or two, okay? So for about 5 seconds, we're going to lift them off, and you're only lifting them off about 2 inches, okay? So taking a nice big deep inhale, and then exhale. Lift your knees off, okay? 3, 4, and 5, and come back down, okay? You can feel how that one's working. You have to switch your core on for that one, okay? Let's go again. Inhale, and then an exhale. 3, 4, and 5, and back down. That's it. Nice deep breaths. We'll do one more round of that. Are you ready? Inhale, and then exhale, coming up. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and back down again. Well done. Okay, so what we're going to do now is come into an easy seat. Okay, so that means sitting with your legs crossed. If you want, you can sit on your knees. There are no hard and fast rules here, okay? Or you can sit in lotus if you want, or half lotus. Take the variation that you want to. So what we're going to do first of all is just do some nice neck stretches, okay? Now that we're down here. So just to loosen the neck off, okay? So just rest your hands on your knees or wherever that is comfortable. And we're going to tip the head over to the right, okay? Now we're not tipping it forward, we're tipping it just over till you can feel that stretch up there. Okay, such a good one for relieving tension. And if you want to, you can put your other hand on top. Just gives it that little bit extra weight, okay? Just gives it a little bit more there. You don't have to do that though. So we're sitting here just for a wee second, and it's such an effective one, this one. Probably one that you find yourself doing and you don't even realise you're doing it if you've had a super stressful day. And try and pull that shoulder down, so your head is over to the side, but try and mindfully sort of pull your shoulder down a little bit as well, and you'll feel that stretch intensify. So coming back up, same on the other side. So just be careful sometimes when you've been over to the one side for a wee second or two. That's it, just gently until you feel the stretch in the top of your trapezius muscle there. That's it. Remember, the hand can gently, we're not hauling the head down, you're just giving that wee bit extra weight. And remember, sort of mindfully drop that shoulder, okay, to intensify the stretch a little bit. That's it. And then coming back up. So hands on the knees now, okay? And we're going to be doing torso circles, okay? So we did this standing up, didn't we? We did hip circling. So what we're going to do is lean forward, try and lean forward with a kind of straight back, okay? Hands are on the knees, and you're going to start to draw that circle, okay? Now just take it easy. Make sure your knees don't move, okay? Because it's really easy to sort of do this and roll around on your bum. Get those sit bones down. Just remember that you shouldn't really be moving your legs at all, but we're doing circles, so dipping forward, that's it, back round, dipping forward, that's it. And you're just mobilising this area again, that's it. Good for all your abdominal muscles here, all over, and then go down the other side. So once you've done it about 5 times, go down the other side, go at your own speed, or you can stay with me. Keep that breathing going as well. That's it. Excellent. So just keep going until you've done them all. And then we're going to do a seated cat-cow while we're here on our bottoms. So we're still in the same position in your easy seat. Okay, and remember when we do our cat-cow, we sort of dip our back down and then we come up a bit like the Halloween cat. We really stretch our back and round it. So we're going to do the same thing while we're here. You're going to inhale and look up as much as you can, okay? Lengthen the spine, and it's a very small back bend as well, so inhaling. And then exhaling, round those shoulders and tuck your chin into your chest, okay? So you're really sort of coming round. That's it, inhale. That's it, and exhale. Switching that core on as well. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Wonderful. One more. Inhale and exhale. Lovely. So we're nice and warmed up now for a cosmic egg. I bet you've never heard of a cosmic egg before. Really, really good for your balance. Really good for your core as well, and your hip flexors and all this sort of thing. So a cosmic egg is basically, there's a few variations to it as well. It depends on your balance, okay? I'll show you the full pose and then we can vary it from there. So your legs are basically coming up and you're wrapping your hands around your legs and you're balancing on your sit bones, okay? Your feet are up, okay? Your chest is up, so we're no roll. You probably roll back actually if your chest wasn't up, okay? You're looking up as well, okay? You can point your toes too. Now, if that's far too much for you, you can switch forward a wee bit and just rest your toes on the floor if you want for that balance, okay? But come up and you're switching on, as I say, you're looking up. If that's too much for you, you can just look ahead, okay? But point those toes, you are balancing on those sit bones, okay? That's it. You've got a nice, closed angle in here, okay? We don't want legs up, we want you nice and tucked up here, okay? And those lower abdominals at the moment are having to work pretty hard to keep your legs up there, okay? So sitting like this, if this is too easy for you as well, okay, always a possibility that it could be too easy, take your hands away and push your hands away from you, okay? So your hands are pushing away, your knees are coming into your chest, and you'll feel it even more. It's a variation for you, you don't have to do it. Holding on to your legs is absolutely fine, okay? So I know we're staying here for a bit. I've not forgotten about you, okay? Keep those abs switched on. That's it. And remember, your toes can be touching the floor as well. That's it. And then putting your legs out in front of you, okay? Just put your hands behind you and just give yourself a wee stretch, okay? So lifting your chest up to the ceiling, stretch that off. Okay, so we're going to do our fire log pose, which basically means that you're going to bring, it's sort of like a figure 4 almost. You're going to bring your right leg up, ankle right across, keep that foot flexed as well to protect your joint, and keep the knee down. We don't want this, so just keep it down as much as you can. Okay, so we're sitting up nice and tall, okay, and this knee is coming down. Now what you can do is you can fold forward as well, okay. You can fold forward, you'll feel that up the back of your leg. You've got to create that space, so you come forward on a nice exhale, okay? And then coming back up, you're going to put your hand under your knee and under your leg, and you're going to come up and just basically lift your leg and keeping that torso up. Really tempting to lean back, but you're lifting your leg up like this, just as far as it will go, okay? And protecting that joint, so keep that foot flexed as well, okay? So it's a bit like cradling a baby when you're here, okay? Up nice and tall. That's it, and put your leg down. We'll do the same on the other side. So cross the leg, left leg over. Remember, ankles quite well over the knee here. Both feet are flexed actually, and just make sure that knee it doesn't need to be down the floor or anything like that, but just make sure it's nice and flat. Stay there for a wee second. You can fold forward if you want to. That's it. And then we're going to put your arm underneath and arm under the foot and the ankle. Just watch those ankles, okay? And lifting your leg up as much as it will go up, okay? That might only be a little bit. That's absolutely fine. You should be feeling this in your glutes and of course in your hip, because you're having to sit up quite a bit with this as well, because it is tempting to sort of flop back. Well, it is for me anyway. That's it, and coming down. So on your mat, I'm just switching around so that you can see me a little better. I'm going to come into Dandasana, which is our staff pose, which is a kind of sitting down one. You know, with your feet, you're sitting like this and your hands are by your side, your feet are flexed, toes pointing to the ceiling. Your legs are switched on and your back's nice and straight. And your hands are just down by your side, okay? We're not bracing, okay? And we'll sit here just for a second because we're going to add in a little twist, literally, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your right hand, put it on your right shin, okay, and put your left hand behind you. So your legs haven't changed, you're just twisting to the side now, okay? Try and keep those hips nice and straight. You're looking to the side, having a nice twist, and keep your breathing going as well. That's it. And then same on the other side. So left hand comes to wherever it comes to. Actually, it doesn't need to be on the calf. Just wherever it comes to, because you're not putting any pressure on it or anything like that. And you're coming round on an exhale. That's it. Keep everything switched on. Good for the side abdominals. This one. Breathing. Okay, and we'll do it again once to either side. So remember, right hand on right leg, on the side of the leg really, and then you're coming round and look to the side, okay? And you're still inhaling, lengthening that spine when you're inhaling, and if you want to, you can look behind you, okay? It just intensifies the stretch just a little bit whilst you're still breathing, of course. Okay? That's it, coming round again, same on the other side. Inhale, exhale, and come round. That's it. Looking behind you if you want to, but remember you're still got to sit up straight. You're not allowed to kind of slouch back. Sitting up straight, if you can look round, that's fine. If not, looking to the side is absolutely fine. Lovely. So after that, we're going to cross our legs, okay? Put your hands on the floor in front of you, and you're going to come onto your knees, okay? So put your knees together and your feet together. Okay, sit back as far as you can onto your heels, tops of the hands on the floor, and put your head on the floor for child pose, just for a second or two. This is really good for just releasing any tension in the back. We've been doing a fair bit of concentration on the core and the torso area here, especially with those twists, so it's really nice to have a little bit of a counter stretch in between, and it just feels really nice as well, don't you think? I think it's one of the most calming poses, I think, that you can get. So we're in our child's pose, okay, and I want you just to come up onto your hands and knees now, okay, and we're going to thread the needle, okay, so your hips are above the knees, okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to take your right hand, okay, and it's going to come through this gap here. Okay, so you post it through here and then keep those hips above your knees, then bring your torso down so that your side of your head's on the mat and this arm at the front is sort of bent and the top of your hand is on the floor. And what this does is it gives you a really big flex in the you can feel it on the right hand side. If your right hand's through, it's on the right hand side. Okay, if you want to, you can straighten that top hand as well. Just play about with it, see whatever feels comfortable for you. But just make sure those hips don't shift, That's it, getting that lovely stretch in there. You're feeling it probably just below your shoulder blade on your right hand side there. That's it, coming back up. And we do the same on the other side. So we post the left hand through, don't move those hips, coming down, okay, that top of the hand is on the floor, the left hand, and then you can straighten that top arm as well as you want. And this time you should be feeling it in your back, just underneath your left shoulder blade. They're there or thereabouts, slightly different for everyone, but a fantastic stretch for your sort of middle back. That's it, and then coming back up into tabletop. Okay, so we're going to now come back into that child's pose, okay? So your knees are going to be about hip width apart this time, and so are your feet, and your hands are going to be out the front. So we're here, okay? So we're in our child's pose, you're getting that really nice stretch, but what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, come up to tabletop, okay? Then you're just in one swift movement, you're going to come down. Now when you come down, your hands should be about at your ribs, so don't worry about them being too far back. And you're going to come up to cobra pose, okay? We'll try that a couple of times. So then you come back down from cobra pose, okay? Come up to tabletop and back to child's pose, okay? So 3 wee moves there in the one. So into your child's pose, okay? Remember, feet and knees are about hip width apart to set you up for the cobra pose later. So you're coming up to tabletop, okay, don't shift anything, and then come forward, hips down, come forward, cobra pose, okay, come back down, tabletop, child's pose, okay, so we'll go a wee bit more, a wee bit quicker, not too much, okay, so tabletop, remember hips come down onto the floor, lower down, that's it, cobra pose, okay, down, push up to tabletop, switch on that core, back to child's pose, let's do one more, tabletop, hips down, cobra pose, down again, tabletop, switch on that core, it's a tough bit that one, and back to child's pose. Lovely, and just pause there for just a wee second. Okay, so that one's really good for just getting, it's a nice wee mini flow just for your abdominal muscles there. So we're going to go on and we're going to go into a one-legged bow pose. So lying on your front, on your mat, okay, now of course bow pose is when we're holding both of our legs up here with our hands, you know, this sort of thing, but we're only going to be doing half a bow pose today. Okay, so you can be up on your elbows, all right, and then you just lift your left leg, okay, now reach behind. Can you hold on to the ankle? If you can't, don't worry, just bend your leg anyway and reach your hand back, okay, so holding on to that ankle, okay, you're going to come down, okay, now stay there if you want to, okay, you can stay there just holding on to your ankle, or what you can do is try and lift it a wee bit, okay, just the tiniest wee bit. Lift it up, okay, if it's more comfortable for you to be up on your elbow, then that's absolutely fine. You're just trying to lift the thigh a wee bit, okay, that's it, and then do the same on the other side. Bend that ankle, if you can reach it, great, try and pick it up a little bit, just a couple of inches, it's not a lot, just try and pick it up. You can lie down if you want to, it's a little bit harder if you're lying down. But all you're trying to do is activate that hip flexor and that side of the abdomen, okay? That's it. That's it. And then lie down again. And then we're going to come onto our backs. Okay. And we're going to do that leg thing that we did when we're standing up, holding our legs into our chest, okay? So you're lying down and you're going to lift one leg up, pull it right in. You should feel that in your glutes. That's it, and then your hip flexors as well, and then lift the other one up. That's it. So just do that a few times. Okay. Really good for just getting, and remember, you know, when we're doing abdominal work of any kind. It's not just a sort of normal gym workout. Let's just smash out some sit-ups and planks and all these sorts of things. We're thinking internally as well. We're thinking that we're wanting to involve our internal organs in this, okay? So that's why we do, you know, some twisting and things like that as well. Really good for massaging the internal organs. And things like this is, as I said when we were standing up, this is wind release pose. So by doing this, you're getting everything moving. That's it. So coming back down, we're going to come into a happy baby pose, okay? Stretch everything off that we've done so far. So bringing your knees up, okay? You can hold on to the backs of your thighs, but try and get your feet, you can lift your head up a wee bit. Lift your feet right up, okay? Hands are on the outside of the feet, okay? And pull your legs sort of apart and down, okay? This is quite an intense stretch on your hips, okay? If it's too much for you, you can be like this, all right? Try and keep your spine flat on the floor. Otherwise, you're like this. If you want even more, you can straighten those legs, but don't have them totally straight, just straighten them a wee bit, okay? So we are here. If your legs are straightened a little bit, you're here. And you're pulling sort of down and back, or you're here, okay? Staying there for just a little second. That's it, and then coming back down again. Okay, so what we were doing before with our legs in and out, like this, we're going to bring our legs up again, okay? And we're going to do it with both legs. So we're going to hover our legs just to make it a little bit harder for you. So what you might want to do is tuck your hands in sort of just the top of your spine there, okay? If you've got any lower back pain, just be careful, okay? Or you can have your hands out to the side. Find a comfy position, and you don't have to hover as well, okay? I'm just hovering to get a little bit more lower abdominal work in, but you don't have to hover. So what we're going to do is this. Start with your feet on the floor, okay? And you're going to bring them into your chest, okay? And then bring them back out again. Dead easy, okay? So you can put your feet on the floor. If not, though, and you want a little bit extra work, bring your knees into your chest with a big effort. That's it. And then float your feet about 4 inches off the floor. Feet are flexed, remember. In and out. We're going to do this 10 times, okay? So remember, you can put your feet on the floor. That's number 2. That's it. Keep your breathing going. Inhale, that's it, and exhale, that's it, keep going. And remember, there should be no lower back pain, but you should be feeling this in your abdominals, for sure. That's it, back and forward, until you get to 10, and then put your feet on the mat. Okay, and what you're going to do is windscreen wiper those legs, so knees are about hip width apart, and you're going to let them drop to either side. That's it. Really nice for just stretching off after that wee intense lower abdominal exercise there. That's it. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to come up to waterfall pose. So that involves lifting your legs up, okay, straightening your legs as much as you can. You can use a strap as well if you want to, okay. But what you have to do for this, you'll feel, I mean, you can feel your tummy while you're doing this. You have to switch on your core to even get your legs up there. It's great for the hamstrings as well, you'll feel that. But you're pushing the ceiling away, okay. You're switching on those abdominals as well, okay. And if you want to, and if you've done it before, okay, normally if we're face to face, it would be much so just pushing the ceiling away, bring your knees back down again, okay? We're going to do that again just in a wee second. So although it looks pretty easy, doesn't it, when you see somebody doing it, but to lift your leg, you're having to fire up your legs, you're having to fire up especially the lower abs, okay? Because that's kind of what's holding your legs up there, okay? So legs up again, straighten your legs. Keep that breathing going as well. That's it. And then bring them back down. Windscreen wiper the legs again. Well done. Back and forward. Back and forward. So from here, we're just going to sit up. And we're going to do our lovely boat pose. Let's go for a boat ride, okay? We're going to do it slightly differently. So for our Navasana, which is our boat pose, there are variations, okay? What's most important about this pose is getting the angle really between your thigh and your torso as close in as possible, okay? So you can be here if you want to be, okay? Because you can see how the torso's up nice and tall there. You can also lift up your legs, okay? But bear in mind your chest is still up, okay? You can be there, or you can straighten your legs and come up, but your torso's got to be up, 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 okay? Now from there, so if we're here, okay, we're then going to come down, float those feet again, float the shoulders, and then come back up, okay? So you can do whatever variation you want. You don't have to come down to half boat if your lower back is a little bit sore as well. Okay, so let's start off like this actually, that'll make it easier. Okay, so start off like this, just float the feet a little bit if you can, and then come down to half boat. Palms are facing up, shoulders are off the floor, feet are off the floor and calf, and then come back up again. It's quite hard, isn't it? So if you want to, you can try it like that, or with your legs straight as well. So we're here, let's lower down, shoulders off, feet off, come back up, okay? You've got to be strong coming back up. Lower down, fire up and come up. Remember that chest, okay? Come down, fire it up, come up, okay? One more, come down, half boat, fire it up, okay? So remember that for those ones, you can just keep your feet floating, your feet on the floor. You don't have to come down to the half boat as well, okay? You can just simply be sitting in your Navasana pose. But the most important thing is that you feel it in your abdominals. So there's so many variations, just choose the one that fits you and suits you. There should be no pain whatsoever. So from here, we're going to cross our legs, put your hands in front of you and come up to tabletop, okay? We're going to come up to a downward dog. So our hands are just under our shoulders and our hips are on top of our knees. Tuck your toes, that's it. Pop your sit bones up and back. Now walk that dog, that's it. Which means just bending each knee if you want to. That's it. Hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hip width apart. That's it. And we're going to do our lovely plank variations here. So we bend our knees, first of all. Okay, tuck the core in, roll forward to plank. Okay, and we're here in plank. Then we come back to downward dog. Bend the knees, tuck the core, roll forward to plank. Okay, back to downward dog, stretch it out, bend the knees, tuck that core right in and roll forward to plank. One more, back to downward dog, bend the knees, tuck the core and roll forward to plank. That's it. Come down on your knees, that's it, and then lower to the floor. You can pop your head on your hands for a little bit of a rest. Okay, so from here what we're going to do, you've got a couple of options. What we'd like to do is clasp your hands behind your back, okay, and you're going to try and sit up and just send the tops of your hands back. So your chest is coming off the floor and you're sending the tops of your hands back. If you prefer, you can put your hands here. You're still getting that, you should be feeling it in your lower back. It shouldn't be painful. So you can be here or hands clasped behind your back. You're having to use your back a lot more there. Staying here just for a little minute. That's it. And then come back down. Just rest your head on the floor. You can rest it on your hands as well. And we're going to do a couple of planks. We can't do a class that's focused on the abdominal area without doing a couple of planks, can we? So we're going to come up to forearm plank this time. So your hands, your elbows are on the floor, toes are tucked, okay? always variations for you. We're going to come up and hold it for a few seconds, okay, 10 seconds we're going to hold it for. And we'll do the first one all together, just a normal plank, and then we can lift our legs if we want to. I'll show you what we're going to do. So elbows on the floor, tuck the tailbone and come up nice and straight, okay? No bums in the air. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Come down. Now stick with that variation if you want, or you can raise a leg, okay? Which means that let's all go up and you can raise a leg if you want. So come up and you can raise a leg. Just a little bit, okay? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Leg down and rest. Changes it quite a bit, doesn't it? And it doesn't matter how high that leg is, because as soon as you take it off the floor, your body's having to switch everything on and compensate for that leg coming off the floor. So don't worry about it being up and elegant looking, okay? So last one, other leg, if you've done one of the legs. So coming up and leg up. Ground down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Well done. Knees down, come back into a wee child's pose of your choice. You can be tucked up in a ball like this, or your hands can be out the front. And just rest that body. Feel your spine curving over, getting a nice big stretch. So from here we're going to come down onto our mat, okay? And what we're going to do is you're going to put your hands out to the sides and you're going to bend one knee. So bend your right knee, keep your left leg straight. Now, you're just going to fold over with that. So your right knee is coming over your left leg, okay? And if you can, you're going to straighten it. So you will come onto your hips, okay? So don't worry. Try and keep your shoulder on the floor, okay? But your hip will come off. Your foot does not need to get to the floor. You can float it. You can rest it in a cushion, okay? So you are onto your hip. You're feeling that twist around your torso as well. That's it. Remember, it doesn't need to come to the floor. So coming back, put that leg down, bring your other one up, okay? Just readjust your hips. Now you can come over like this if you want. If you're happy with your leg bent, that's absolutely fine. Other than that, you're going to straighten it, okay? The point here is getting a stretch round on your abdomen, okay? Coming round, remember you can come over that little bit more and put your foot in the ground if you want, but make sure your shoulders are on the ground, okay? So coming back up, that's it. Put your feet up to the edge of the mat, so sort of zigzagging it, and knock your knees together and just put your hand in your stomach just for a wee minute. It's quite comfy lying like this. And we're going to get ready for our Shavasana. So if you know what to do, then great, get yourself organised. If not, then you're getting yourself nice and warm enough to be lying here for a few minutes. Socks, hoodie, blanket, whatever, eye mask. Okay, and you're lying your legs down, letting your legs flop out. Your hands are coming out to the side as well, and the tops of the hands are on the floor. Okay, tilt your chin towards your chest a little bit. And this is a total relaxation pose. Okay, so continuing to lie there. We're only going to lie here for a few minutes. Okay, I'll talk to you for a few of those minutes. I'll then go quiet, and then I'll talk to you again. So don't worry if I've not gone away anywhere. So lying there, you're just going to feel your body totally relaxing and melting into the mat. It might take your body a wee minute or two to settle, okay? Because we have just been doing quite a lot of moving around. That's okay. It might just take a little moment or two just to fully relax, but that's no problem at all. And we're breathing nice and deeply. Just getting rid of all the tension if we can. So let's take a nice big deep breath in and do that ocean breath again. So that's it. I'm going to do another 2 of them. Nice big deep breath in. And a really nice big sigh. Another one in, and and then let your breathing go, let it do whatever it wants, okay? So just lie there nice and relaxed. Concentrate on your breathing, coming in and out. This is your restorative phase of your yoga practice today. Really important to just take a minute or two, even if you're pushed for time, to just let your body relax whilst completely still and not doing anything else at all. So feel the contact points in the mat, feel how heavy your body feels in those contact points, feel how safe and secure you are, and just let your body recover and just relax. So gently just letting your awareness come back into the room, ready to sort of wake yourself up and invite a little bit of movement back in. That could be wriggling your toes, your fingers, and generally just shuffling about a wee bit. And when you're ready, roll onto your right side, okay? And stay there in that sort of fetal position just for a little minute or two. And taking your time, really taking your time coming up to sitting, but there's really no rush to come up to sitting at all. Really important that you don't rush this bit. That's it. And when you're coming up, just sitting in that cross-legged position or on your knees, however is comfortable. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope this practice heals and strengthens your body and your mind. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope your abdominals aren't too sore and that you have a lovely rest of the day or sleep, depending on what time of the day that you're doing this at. Please give me, I love to hear feedback, so give me any feedback you have at all. If you've any requests for different sorts of yoga classes, please do let me know and I will do my very best to accommodate you. But other than that, why don't you give one of the other yoga classes a try as well? And I'll see you next time. See you later.